Columbia senior Katie is with us now. She moved off campus last October due to anti-Semitism directed not just at her, but at fellow Jewish students. Katie, we're not going to say your last name to protect your safety and identity, but I do thank you for the bravery of coming on. I know you've been through some tough situations, and it continues. Students have the right to protest. You just heard from the mayor there, but he said this group is external actors hijacking peaceful protests. Is that what you've seen, and how do you receive that message?
I've seen a combination of both students who I recognize and have gone to class with for the last 4 years, and outside agitators who are very clearly involved. However, I think the message that's missing here is that these outside agitators are being called by student groups that were banned over 5 months ago from my school for extreme anti-Semitic and anti-American activity. And this has been going on for over 6 months, since October 12th, when students at Columbia held a rally in support of Hamas before Israel ever made any counteroffensive to protect themselves. And they've shown who they were in October. And the fact that the administration continued to allow this to escalate to the point that they were now risking the lives of our brave NYPD officers and all of the students on their campuses is abhorrent.
So on October the 12th, these groups were banned. However, what was the university's response, and how were they still able to operate?
They were actually allowed to operate until the beginning of November, when they were banned. But they continued to violate university policy. They hosted an event at Barnard in which they brought individuals who are banned from many European countries for terrorist activity, and yet they were allowed on Barnard's campus. And the university claimed to have suspended a few students over that. I know for a fact that many of those students refused to listen and refused to leave, and spent the last 3 weeks on tents, blocking me and my friends from getting to classes in our libraries. So the fact that they didn't do anything about this, they let these people run wild, and they emboldened them to continue this type of horrific behavior. And that's how it got to this point, unfortunately.
Katie, you say you have personally experienced extreme anti-Semitism. Tell me about what has been said to you. Tell me about and share those experiences.
My friends and I have seen so much, not only just anti-Semitic behavior, but anti-American behavior at our counter protests. We always hold Israeli and American flags, both of which have been snatched from my and my friends' hands and set on fire. My friends have had rocks thrown at them. They've been told that October 7th will be every day for them. A student at Columbia went online and said that Zionists deserve to die, and that we should all be grateful that he's not going around murdering all of us yet. I mean, it's just the rhetoric that's coming out of these people's mouths they're so frighteningly brainwashed. And it's not only students, but faculty as well. There's a huge group of faculty who is out at the encampments protecting these students and outside agitators. And we have professors like Joseph Masad, who said things like the October 7th attacks were amazing and awesome. When we have professors who are employed by these institutions that are taking blood money from Islamic fundamentalist countries, this is how an entire generation of students gets brainwashed to the point that other students who just simply have morality and values are being ostracized and are forced to leave campus out of fear for their safety.
What is your expectation for your university to meet this moment?
My expectation for the university is that President Shafiq needs to find moral clarity and a backbone, or she needs to find a new job. The fact that she allowed this to go on for so long is disgusting. I lay the majority of the responsibility for this on her. This should have been ended in October. And if it wasn't, it should have been ended in November and every month after that. And this should not have been allowed to go on for 3 weeks. Most countries don't negotiate with terrorists. There's no reason that Columbia University should be negotiating with them. And their negotiations once again proved that this was not a protest in support of Palestinians or Gazan civilians, as the administration offered to invest in early education in Gaza directly. And the protesters turned that down. They're clearly only interested in hateful anti-American, anti-Jewish, and anti-morality protests. And this should not be tolerated anywhere in the United States of America.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.